What's up, YouTube? It's your boy T Electric. I just want to holler at you about I just want to holler at y'all about the current situation that's going on right now and what's been going on. And as far as being stopped by the police and stuff, I just want to give y'all my 2 cents on the situation. Okay, first and foremost, what I wanna say is being, and I don't want to get too much on race, but race do play a part, unfortunately, in most of the situations. Because I think that if the person was right, they might have not been treated that way. It's like when you a black man, especially a young black man, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. You automatically, profiled as being a thug or a criminal or up to no good, But when you encounter law enforcement, it's two things you got that's on the line. Those two things you got on the line is, number one, your freedom, and number two, your life. Because if shit go left, if the shit escalate and it go left, you can lose your freedom or you can lose your life. And when you stop by the police, and I'm telling this, I really want to reach out to my brothers, my young black brothers that's out there. If you ever get stopped by the police, comply. That's what I'm going to say to you. Comply. Because shit can go left. Especially if you riding dirty or you riding dirty and what's the point of trying to fight a battle that you're not going to win? You know what I'm saying? You're not going to win. So there's no point in taking on a situation and escalating a situation that you're not going to win. They will kill you before they let you win. Listen to what I'm telling you. They will kill you. They would rather kill you. They would rather kill you before they let you win. You're not going to win. So just comply. Comply. Because I'm going to tell you something. It's three things the police going to do. It's three things. They're going to ask you. They're going to tell you. And then they're going to make you. And if it get to that point where shit go left and it's on escalated to the point to where they making you do something, if you're not following what they telling you to do, if it get to that point to where they going to make you, before they lose, they will kill you. And that's the God's honest truth. That's the God's honest truth. So, don't escalate. Comply. You know how you beat the police? And by the way, this is no knock on the police. This is all cops is not bad. You got some assholes, you got some dicks, but all cops are not bad. So all that defund the police, y'all some motherfucking idiots, man. Y'all some fucking idiots. If there's no police, then it's gonna be lawlessness. It's gonna be lawlessness. It's gonna be the wild, wild west. Only worse. So all that bullshit talking about defund the police, y'all can kiss my motherfucking ass. That shit is the stupidest thing I ever heard. I mean, look what happened during the was it New Orleans Hurricane Katrina. Remember, there was no police, and it was at that Superdome or whatever the fuck it was, man. It was people, it was women and children in there getting raped and abused and just, it was all kind of lawlessness, all kind of fucked up shit going on there. It was no police presence at all. And look what the fuck happened. And you telling me you want to defund the police. You get the fuck out my face. But I'm just gonna keep it real with you. When like I say, when you a black man, a young black man, you already got some strikes against you. You already pretty much gonna be prejudged in some cases. And if that cop happened to be an asshole, if he happened to be a dick, it could just be a cop that's having a bad day. Maybe he caught his wife cheating on him or something or whatever. And he taking that shit out on you. Comply. Be respectful. And comply. And never lie to him. And just be straight up and be honest and be respectful and comply. And everything should go smooth. And if it is a dick or an asshole, you know how you win your battle? Put a complaint against his ass. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's an asshole and he trying to piss you off to escalate the situation so he could take his aggressions off on you. He might be the one that's trying to trigger you so he can have an excuse to shoot you or beat you down. Don't fall for the trick. Don't even let it get to that point to where he's pushing your buttons. How you get his ass back is get his badge number and file a complaint. And then if you have to, sue the fucking city. But it's ways around it because the minute you go and do that tit for tat shit, guess what? You're not going to win. You're not gonna win. That's the truth. You're not gonna win. You would lose your life. They would rather kill you before they let you in. And I don't know why this shit is flickering like it is now. Okay. I'm gonna give you some situations, man, that can be kind of controversial or whatever, but you know, in the recent years, it's been a lot of, you know, police killings and shit of black men and shit, you know, and it's fucked up. You know, that shit with the George Floyd situation, that shit is fucked up all the way around. It's fucked up. You know, because I don't give a fuck, you know, people already talking shit, you know, he was hopped up off of, you know, drugs, and I don't give a fuck what he did before that. Everything he did prior to being handcuffed is irrelevant. So there's no getting around it. This man was laid on his stomach, and he had his arms behind his back handcuffed. There's no excuse for that whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? There's no excuse for what he did to George Floyd. There's no excuse. Period. You know, but in some of the other cases, the reason why I say comply, if you look at them, the string of cases, for the situation in what was it, Missouri, Michael Brown, Ferguson, Missouri, or whatever the fuck it was at. It was unfortunate what happened to that young brother, but from what witnesses said, it was some type of altercation between him and the police officer that shot him. First of all, they say he, you know, he stole some cigarillos or some bullshit. You know, they ain't nothing worth your life. But they accused him of doing that. He allegedly stole some cigarettos. And the cop caught up with him, and they said he was walking along the street. The police rolled up on him and was trying to question him, and the cop was trying to get out, and he wouldn't get out the way, and he pushed the door open on him, and some kind of way that led to a altercation where they was fighting inside the car. That he pulled the man. Witnesses said that when the cop was trying to get out the car, he opened up the door and hit him with the door, and then jerked the man. He was being a fucking asshole, the fucking cop, and it was a fight. So in a situation like that, man, if a cop roll up on you, all I'm gonna say is, at the end of the day, man, I don't give a fuck how mad you be, or how mad they trigger you, how mad how I don't give a fuck how much they piss you off is what I'm trying to say. You gotta try to remain calm, cool, and collective, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to trigger you. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get a reason out of you. They trying to get a reason out of you so they can shoot you or so they can beat you down. Don't give them that reason. File a complaint. Because the minute that fight start, you giving him the opportunity to be like, okay, I can shoot this motherfucker now. I can shoot your ass now. And you never want that. You never want to be in that situation where shit done escalated to that point. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, it's I would have, hey man, I don't know what your issue is, but here's my hands. I'm complying. You hit me or whatever. Hey man, I'm not gonna be stupid enough to be trying to fight no cop. Period. It ain't gonna happen. But I will file a complaint. I'll fight your ass with my lawyer. You got to be smart about this shit, man. You really do. In the case of Sandra Bland, it's so fucking unfortunate, man, over, the shit that happened. I'm just gonna keep it all the way real with you. If she wouldn't have ran off at the mouth and getting smart with the cop, he wasn't even gonna give her a ticket. He was just gonna give her a warning. Let me repeat that. She wasn't even going to get a ticket. If you look at the video from the dash cam and the body cam, he was going to give her a warning. She wasn't even going to get a ticket. But you can't fight with the fucking police. You can't argue with them. You're not going to win. So by her being a smart mouth and cussing them out and all that shit, she escalated the shit and she pissed the cop off. And what he do? What happened when she pissed him off? He became an even bigger asshole. But it was something mentally wrong with her, because she took her life. She killed herself. It wasn't no conspiracy, man. It was something wrong with her. I think she was suffering from depression. But she took her life. But the cop was still an asshole. He didn't have to take her to jail. But like I say, if you would have been respectful and comply with the cop and just basically do what they say and be respectful, the shit wouldn't have never got to that point to where it escalated to that point of him having to drag her out the car. You see what I'm saying? Another situation. Philando Castile in Minneapolis, man. Man, that was fucked up. They say he had already been pulled over like 30 times prior. So I guess, I don't know, man. I guess. But the first thing in that situation, what he should have done, this is what I was taught in my CPL class. If you got your CPL, and you ever pulled over if you ever be stopped by the police, if you ever stopped by the police, the first thing, when they come to your door, to your car door, to your window, Officer, here's my hands. Here's my hands where you can see them. They're not going nowhere. Officer, I have my CPL, my license to carry. I have my CPL. And my firearm is on me. I am armed. My pistol is on me. Here's my hands. How would you like to proceed? If he would have did that simple, that one simple step, officer, here's my hands. I have my CPL. I am armed. How would you like to proceed? He would be alive today. But in his case, the officer had already asked him for his identification, his driver's license. So he's reaching for his wallet to get his driver's license, but at the same time he's reaching, he tells the cop that he has a gun. He fucked up. So the guy, like I told you, by him being a black man, I don't know whether race played a part in it or not. He didn't give him the benefit of the doubt, even though it was a young girl in his girlfriend's young daughter in the back seat. He didn't give him the benefit of the doubt, and the cop panicked and shot him, and he lost his life. Now, they said when they did the autopsy, he did have, like, drugs in the system where he was smoking weed, man, but I don't give a fuck. It was a whole ass cop that was a fucking coward that done that shit, and he fucked up when he didn't express that he had a CPL. You know what I'm saying? That's where he fucked up, and he lost his life. He made a mistake in not announcing that he had his CPL, and here's my hands. And how would you like to proceed? That mistake, that's the golden number one rule. If you got your CPL, you announce that you got your CPL and that you armed, and here go my hands. And he paid for that with his life. He paid for that with his life. It's fucked up. The case of Eric Garner in New York, all he was doing was trying to sell some cigarettes to, hustling for his family, and the police tackled him down, and they put him in a chokehold, man, and they killed him. But my whole thing with that is, what happened? How did it get to a point to where the police had to tackle you down? It looked like from the video that he wasn't really being, he wasn't resisting arrest. But I'm gonna tell you this. Look, man, if y'all want to live to fight another day, just be compliant, man. Don't even fucking argue with them, cause they looking for a reason. Don't fucking argue with them. Do your arguing in the court. Do your arguing when you file a police complaint. That's how you win the war. You might lose the battle. They might mistreat you. They might do shit to try to push your buttons. But how you win, you get you a lawyer and you fight that shit in court. I'm going to give you another case. Alton Sterling. Now they claim, he was out there in front of a liquor store selling CDs and movies. And they say a homeless motherfucker approached him and asked him for some money. And he told the homeless motherfucker to get the fuck on. And the homeless nigga kept on fucking with him, begging for money or whatever. And he flashed the gun. And this homeless motherfucker, I don't know how this nigga got a hold to a phone by him being homeless, this bum motherfucker. But he called the police on my mans. Now, I don't know his background, whether he had a felony or he wasn't allowed to have guns or something, if it was true that he had a gun. But apparently he allegedly had a gun, because that's the excuse that the cops used to kill him. But anyway, the homeless motherfucker called the police on him and told him that a guy threatened him with a gun. So they come up to the scene. Now I'm gonna tell you something. If it would have been me, I'm just saying, if it would have been me, and I know I got a felony and shit, and I don't supposed to have no guns, because felons is not allowed to have guns, I would have been like, the first thing out of my mouth would have been, look, okay, y'all caught me. Here's my hands, officer. I'm just out here hustling, man. I'm trying to make a living for my family. I'm selling these, music CDs and these DVDs, these movies. I have a firearm on me. I have a pistol on me. Here's my hands. They up in the air, and I have a gun on me because I'm out here hustling, trying to sell these CDs, and I have a gun on me, officer, because I'm scared out here in these streets, and I'm trying to protect my life. I'm trying to protect my life. I hope you be understanding. Is no disrespect towards y'all, but yes, I am armed. Here's my hands. I'm not taking them down. You're welcome to search me. I guarantee you that if he would have done that, 9 out of 10 he would still be alive. But instead, he knew that he wasn't supposed to have a he knew that he wasn't supposed to have a firearm on him, a gun on him. So he kind of resisted, and it got to the point to where they got to struggling. It shouldn't have never got to that point. So when they had him on the ground, and I guess they was tussling or whatever, and one of the cops allegedly said he was trying to had his hand in his pocket and trying to reach for a gun, and they shot him. But it shouldn't have never escalated. He lost his life. It should have never got to that point. That's what I'm trying to say. In the case of Boston, Freddie Gray, he didn't do nothing. All he did was look at the police, and he took off running. Now, let's just be real about the shit. You the police, and somebody see you, and they just take off and go to running, you automatically gonna be thinking like, damn, what the fuck? This nigga gotta be guilty or something. He see us and go to running. Let's chase after him. Man, come on now. So a lot of this shit, these high profile cases, if you really look at them, all that shit could have been avoided, because at some point that shit could have been de-escalated. And that's why I always, if I've been stopped by the police so many times, and I don't know, they always have looked out for me and let me go. It was times when I didn't even have a fucking driver's license, and I got pulled over, and I was respectful. I was compliant with them, and they was like, well, I'm gonna give you a warning, man. Have a good day. Go on about your business. I wasn't trying to argue back with them. I got arrested one time, and that was back in 2005. It was a CCW violation, and I did go to jail because I panicked and I fucked up and I lied to the cop, and the cop caught me in that lie when I told him I had a driver's license and when I didn't, and that's when he put the cuffs on me. And plus, I was carrying my rep, and I was an armed security guard. And here's the fucked up part about the situation. I'm gonna do a video on this shit because But to make a long story short, this is when Michigan didn't have open carry back then, or did they? I don't know. They didn't. They didn't have open carry, and I didn't have my CPL back then. And I was on my way to work, going to a CVS in the suburbs. And the fucked up part was, I knew not to travel with my gun loaded. The gun's supposed to be in the trunk and the ammo in the glove compartment in the front. They got to be separated. And the crazy part about it was that I traveled with my gun unloaded that night, but I needed to stop off and get some gas. And it was some niggas standing at the fucking gas stations. Some of them niggas I recognized was up in that CVS that I had to kick out, and they was making and threatening motions towards me. So I said, you know what? I ain't gonna pull no empty gun on these motherfuckers. And I loaded my shit up. I went and got my gas, And that's where I fucked up. I didn't unload the gun. Because I knew in my mind frame was once I get on this freeway gonna turn into a highway, and that's my CVS. Well, they got me right at the motherfucking light and pulled me over in the fucking CVS parking lot. So they got me for CCW violation. But they looked out. To make a long story short, that was supposed to have been a felony on my record. But once they knew the situation, the prosecutor knew the situation. Like I say, I was in my uniform, man. I was like, hey, man, I'm at my workplace right now. There's my manager right now looking out the door, looking at me get arrested. I'm like, that's my manager. The cop talked to the manager like, to confirm that I worked there. And it's like, yeah, that's our guard. That's our security guard. Why you arresting him? He was a whole ass cop. He still took me. But I always believed that he did that shit because I lied to him and told him I had my driver's license. So I learned after that, man, be honest. Because I'm going to tell you something. You being a police officer, man, they already got it bad. People lie to them every day. Cuss them out every day. You know what I'm saying? They're humans just like us. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of good police officers in the world. I got them in my family. I got law enforcement in my family. My father was a police officer. So all I'm going to say, man, is if you ever get stopped by the police, comply, man. Be respectful. Comply. And if they are trying to push your buttons or fucking with you, don't let them push your buttons. Don't let them make you mad and make you react, man, because I'm going to say it again, especially to you young black brothers out there. I'm going to say it. Anytime when you encounter the police, you got two things on the line if the shit go left: your freedom and your life. They gonna ask you, they gonna tell you, and then they gonna make you. And in making you, they will take your life. Trust me on that. So, don't put yourself in a situation where shit can escalate and get out of control and you end up losing your life or getting fucked up, man. Don't do that. Be smart about the shit. If they don't wrong you or did some fucked up shit to you, handle that shit with a lawyer. Put a complaint against them. File a complaint. And get your lawyer. Lawyer up. That's how you win that battle. That's how you win the war. Because interacting with the police and trying to up the ante in this tit for tat, nah. You're not going to win that one, partner. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. And shit can go left and spiral out of control real fast. Real fast. So. But that's fucked up what happened to George Floyd, man. All because he allegedly tried to get a $20 counterfeit $20 bill off on somebody. Maybe he didn't even know that the shit was counterfeited. You know what I'm saying? He probably didn't even know. And I did see the video where he was acting all sickly and shit and falling down and all that and shit, man. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I know back in the day, I've seen plenty of niggas, man, that tried to avoid getting arrested. And I've seen niggas, everybody know in the hood that niggas will fake like they having a heart attack in a heartbeat, thinking that the cops gonna let them go. They'll fake like, oh man, I'm having chest pains, officer. Don't put the handcuffs on me, and falling all over. I've seen that shit numerous times. I hope he wasn't trying to do that shit, man. But anywhere it go, I don't give a fuck if he was the devil himself. Once they put them motherfucking handcuffs on him, he was in police custody, and that shit was flat out wrong. You know what I'm saying? It was flat out wrong. Flat out wrong. What they did to him. But man, shit, this video pushing 30 minutes, man. I just want to let y'all know, man, that I love y'all. And I appreciate y'all. And I don't want to see no more shit like that on TV. But unfortunately, it probably is. But what I'm telling you, take my advice, man. And don't try to fight and argue with them, man. Comply. Do what they say. Be respectful. Don't piss them off. You know, if they fucking with you, file a complaint. Get you a lawyer. That's how you gonna win that, because going toe to toe with them and trying to argue with them and you not complying to what they telling you to do, you gonna lose. You're gonna lose. And that's the truth right there. You know, but I salute every single one of y'all. And thank you for supporting me, man, and watching the video. I appreciate you, man. Y'all stay safe out there. And like I say, man, comply. If you ever pulled over, if you ever get stopped, just comply. Be respectful and comply. Don't give them a reason to be a asshole or even you know, bigger asshole, man. You know, and if they being a complete dick to you, file that complaint, man. Catch y'all in the next video.